On a March morning, while fog still blanketed the valley along the suburban railway line outside Philadelphia, the surveillance camera at checkpoint number 7 captured an image that made the entire operations crew spring to their feet. A pit bull was clamped onto the collar of a man lying motionless on the tracks. And in the distance, freight train number 4012 was approaching at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. The first person to notice the screen was Gerald Thompson, the night shift operator at the dispatch station. He leans toward the monitor, eyes wide. In his mind, there was only one thought. The dog was attacking a victim who had collapsed onto the tracks. Gerald immediately pressed the emergency communication button. Station 7 calling Central. There's a man lying on the tracks at the Maple Ridge crossing. A pit bull is biting him. I need animal control and an ambulance immediately. Gerald's voice trembled. He had worked on this railway line for 23 years and had witnessed all kinds of accidents, but he had never seen anything like this. A fighting breed dog pinning down an unconscious man right in front of an oncoming train. How far away is train 4012? Central asked. Gerald looked at the monitoring board. His heart tightened. 4 minutes, maybe 3. The man lying on the tracks was named Robert Whitfield, a 58-year-old retired mechanical engineer. Every morning, Robert jogged along the trail that ran parallel to the railway line, a habit he had maintained for 15 years, ever since his doctor warned him about his heart condition. That morning, Robert left his house at 5:40 a.m., just as he always did. He was wearing an orange windbreaker, a baseball cap, and earbuds playing the morning news. Everything was normal until the 12th minute of his run. The pain struck without warning. It was nothing like the brief chest tightness Robert had ignored before. This time, it felt as if someone were driving a steel fist straight into his chest from the inside. His legs buckled, his hands clawed at the air, his mouth opened but no sound came out. Robert collapsed face first onto the path. But at this section, the path bordered a slope of about 30 degrees, and at the bottom of it lay the railroad tracks. His body, having lost all consciousness, rolled by inertia down the damp embankment. 1 turn, 2 turns. Then it came to a stop, right between the 2 steel rails. His earbuds flew off. His cap landed several meters away. Robert lay on his back, eyes shut, his chest rising and falling faintly. He had no idea where he was lying, and he also did not know that a pair of eyes was watching him from the bushes less than 30 meters away. The pit bull had no name. According to local residents, it had been living in the area for at least 4 months. A pit bull mix with short grayish-brown fur, weighing about 28 kilograms and bearing a long scar running along its left ear, a mark from a past no one wanted to know about. Later, when the media dug deeper into the story, people uncovered its origin. The dog had once belonged to a family in the outskirts of Camden. They bought it when it was 8 weeks old, named it Buster, and gave it to their 6-year-old son as a playmate. But as the boy grew older and became obsessed with video games, the dog turned into something unnecessary. Then the father heard neighbors talking about pit bulls attacking people on the news. He did not need to hear anymore. One evening, he drove the dog to a deserted stretch of road near the railway line, opened the car door, and drove away. The dog chased the car for nearly 2 kilometers before it stopped. From that night on, it became a stray. People living nearby occasionally saw it rummaging through trash bins behind the supermarket or curled up beneath the overpass. Some threw stones to drive it away because they were afraid. Some called animal control because they were concerned. But the dog always disappeared before anyone could get close. It never attacked anyone. It never barked. It simply existed, quietly and invisibly at the edge of the human world. It had learned one simple lesson. Humans were something to stay away from. But that morning, when the thud of a body hitting the ground echoed out, the dog did not run. It lifted its head. Both ears stood upright. Its nose tested the air. Then it saw the man lying motionless on the tracks. The dog stood up. It did not hurry. It moved closer, one cautious step at a time, its nose touching the back of Robert's hand. Cold. The smell of sweat and heart medication. The kind of scent a pit bull's nose could distinguish even through dozens of other layered smells. Then the dog heard something Robert could not hear. The vibration of the rails. The train was still more than a kilometer away, but the steel tracks had already begun transmitting the tremor, a frequency too low for human ears to detect, yet clear enough for the dog's paws against the ground to feel distinctly. And in that moment, the dog did something that would later leave every animal behavior expert silent for a long time before offering any explanation. It lowered its head, opened its jaws, clamped down on the collar of Robert Whitfield's windbreaker, and began to pull. At the dispatch station, Gerald Thompson was still staring at the screen. He had already contacted the engineer of train 4012 and requested an emergency brake. But a 4,000-ton freight train could not stop like a car. Even under full braking, it still needed at least 800 meters to slow from 40 kilometers per hour to 0. The man on the tracks was only about 600 meters from the front of the train. Gerald watched the dog on the screen. At first, he was certain it was an attack, a pit bull, a motionless man. The equation was too obvious in the mind of someone who had read far too many newspaper headlines about this breed. But then he noticed something strange. The dog was not biting flesh, it was biting fabric. And it was moving, backing up, little by little, dragging the man's body with it. "My God," Gerald whispered.
My God.
He pressed the button to zoom in the camera. The image was slightly blurry but clear enough. The pit bull had its jaws locked onto the collar of the windbreaker. All four legs braced behind it, claws scraping against the gravel bed between the rails.
Update on the mainline incident.
The muscles across its shoulders rippled in waves. It was throwing its entire 28-kilogram body weight into pulling a man who weighed nearly 3 times as much. And it was pulling in exactly the right direction, off the tracks, toward the embankment. Gerald forgot who he was talking to over the radio. He simply stood there, staring at the screen. And for the first time in 23 years on the job, he felt completely helpless in the face of what was unfolding before his eyes. The animal control team arrived at the scene 7 minutes later. Leading them was Monica Reeves, 34 years old, a specialist with 11 years of experience handling situations involving aggressive dogs. Monica had received the report, pit bull attacking a person on the tracks. She brought a tranquilizer gun, a catch pole, and a transport crate. Standard procedure: neutralize the animal first, treat the victim afterward. But when her vehicle stopped at the roadside above the embankment, Monica looked down and saw a scene that did not exist in any training manual. The pit bull was dragging the man. Slowly, patiently, centimeter by centimeter. Every so often it stopped, released the jacket, panted heavily, then bit down again and continued pulling. And the train, Monica could see it now, was growing larger at the end of the curve, perhaps less than 400 meters away. Monica raised the tranquilizer gun. Her hand settled on the trigger. If she fired, the dog would go down within 30 seconds. Safe for her, safe for the rescue team to approach the victim. The procedure was clear. The report would be clean. No one could blame her. But those 30 seconds also meant the dog would stop pulling, and the man would still be lying dangerously close to the rail. Monica calculated quickly in her head. Even if she shot the dog right now and then ran down herself to pull the victim away, she would still need at least 40 seconds to get down the embankment and reach the tracks. Add to that the time required to drag an 82-kilogram man. The train would wait for no one. But if she did not fire, if she let the dog keep pulling, what if the dog turned and attacked her when she got close? 11 years of experience, all the times she had been bitten, all the scars on her forearms. Everything told her not to trust a stray pit bull. But her eyes never left the scene below. The dog kept pulling. It did not look up. It did not care about Monica, the train, or anything else. It only pulled. Monica lowered the gun. "Don't shoot," she said to the teammate behind her. "That dog is saving him." Her teammate looked at her as if she had just spoken in an alien language. A stray pit bull saving a person? On the tracks? In front of an oncoming train? But Monica did not explain. She threw the tranquilizer gun back into the vehicle, then ran down the embankment. What happened over the next 90 seconds was fully captured by the surveillance cameras, and it later became the most watched video in the history of the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. The dog had managed to drag Robert Whitfield about 2 meters from his original position. It was not enough. His body was still within the danger zone. The minimum safe distance from a train was at least 3 meters from the outermost rail. Monica ran closer. She did not know how the dog would react when a stranger approached the prey it was holding. 11 years of experience told her that a pit bull would protect whatever it considered its own at any cost. But the dog looked at her. It only looked. No growling, no baring of teeth. Its dark brown eyes were drenched, its breathing rapid, but its tail, Monica noticed, was wagging slightly. It was wagging its tail. Monica dropped to her knees and grabbed Robert's jacket at the shoulder. The dog did not release the collar it had clamped in its jaws. The two of them, human and dog, pulled together. The train whistle screamed, piercing and shrill, tearing through the morning fog. The ground trembled beneath Monica's knees. She could feel the weight of 4,000 tons of steel racing toward them at a speed still close to 30 kilometers per hour, even after braking. Monica pulled.
Help me pull.
The dog pulled. 3 meters, 2.5 meters from the rail. Not enough. Monica gritted her teeth and threw all her strength into one final wrenching pull. Robert's body slid across the gravel, finally coming to rest at the edge of the embankment, more than 3 meters from the outermost rail. The train thundered past. The gust from the freight cars slapped Monica across the face like a blow. The screech of steel against steel went on and on, deafening, as if it would never end. But Monica was not looking at the train. She was looking at the dog. At last, the pit bull released Robert's collar. It lay down right beside the unconscious man, its head dropping onto its front paws, panting hard. Then it began licking his face, slowly, gently, repeatedly, as if that were the only way it knew to say, "Wake up. I've done my part." Robert Whitfield regained consciousness 4 minutes later. The first thing he saw was Monica Reeves's face. The second was the brown eyes of the pit bull lying close beside him, its muzzle still caught with a few loose threads from his windbreaker. At the hospital, Robert was diagnosed with an acute myocardial infarction. The doctors said that if he had remained on the tracks for 2 more minutes, the story would have ended very differently, and not because of the train. When Monica told him what had happened, Robert was silent for a long time. He did not cry. He did not say things like, "It was a miracle," or "I was blessed." He asked only one question. "Where is that dog now?" Monica said the dog had been taken to the animal control center. Under regulations, a stray dog with no owner would be held for 7 days. After 7 days, if no one adopted it, Robert did not need to hear the rest.
I'll take him.
3 days after being discharged from the hospital, Robert went to the animal control center. The pit bull was lying in kennel number 14, curled up in the corner, not looking at anyone. When Robert sat down in front of the kennel door, the dog lifted its head. It looked at him. Then it stood up, walked closer, and rested its muzzle on his knee through the bars. Robert named it Hero.
I'm naming you Hero.
Not because he wanted to dramatize the story, but because he could not find any other word more accurate for what the dog had done on the tracks that morning. When a local reporter asked Robert how he felt, knowing that the dog who had saved him had once been abandoned simply for being a pit bull, Robert replied, "I'm 58 years old. I used to design engines for submarines. I thought I understood how the world worked. But that morning, a dog the whole world had turned its back on still chose to save a stranger. I don't think I'm qualified to explain why it did that. I only know that I will never let it be abandoned again." 6 months later, Robert Whitfield still jogged every morning along the trail beside the railway tracks. But now, he did not run alone. Hero ran beside him. No leash, no muzzle. Sometimes, when a train passed by, the dog would stop, ears pricked, and watch it until it disappeared completely. Then it would turn to look at Robert, wag its tail once, and keep running. Monica Reeves still worked with animal control, but her colleagues noticed that she had changed after that incident. Whenever a call came in reporting a dangerous pit bull, she no longer reached first for the tranquilizer gun before heading out. She brought a bag of food instead. Not because she had become naive. 11 years in the job would never allow that. But because she had seen with her own eyes the cost of acting on a label, rather than on what was actually unfolding right in front of her. Robert never knew exactly what had gone through Hero's mind that morning. He did not need to know. He only knew that every morning, when he tied his running shoes, the dog was already standing at the door, tail wagging, ready to go. And for Robert, that was enough.